Good morning and welcome to Coffee and, the longest-running panel discussion show in American radio. To make a comment or ask a question of the panel, call 401-766-1240 or email coffee@woonsockеtradio.com. And now, let's join the Coffee and panel.
Welcome into Coffee and here on ON Radio, Wednesday morning, November the 5th. Thanks for joining us. My name's Joe Callahan. Melissa Smith is here from the St. Antoine Communities. Hi, Melissa.
Good morning.
And Tim Draper from Navigant Credit Union. Hey, Tim. How are you doing? Glad both of you could be with us this morning. And Melissa, it is time for our first message from the St. Antoine Communities.
Right. So for those of you that don't know a lot about us, on our property, we offer all levels of services for those of you that might be in need of long-term care support, from assisted living to memory care assisted living, long and short-term care. And I just wanted to actually spend on a conversation we were having off the air, just about, like, in general, you know, caring for a loved one or an aging parent, and kind of understanding when is the right time to seek more help and support. And it's a challenging decision, and our team is really available to kind of walk you through all your options and help you understand how we can best support you. So if you are kind of on the fence and feeling some guilt about your loved one, and when is it the right time to reach out and ask for some help, I can walk you through those options. So you can reach me at 401-767-3500 or email me at msmith@santantoine.net. Thank you.
All right, Melissa, thank you very much. All right.
Joe had the camera on me while you were doing your message.
How'd you look?
I sort of felt like going
Did
like
you
this.
just move your mouth?
like a Godzilla movie.
Yeah, like a Godzilla movie.
So when Tim's doing his message,
I'll
put it on me.
You.
Yeah.
Be sipping your tea. Okay. All right, jumping right into it here. Okay, so Woonsocket police have come out and identified the three with the double murder-suicide that took place in Woonsocket, and they've identified the victims, and it's a case of just
Domestic
violence, but wrong place at the wrong time. And the first thing I'm going to question, and remember, this is my opinion only, and I've told my daughters this. I don't know if you've told your daughters this, Tim and Melissa. But when the 19-year-old girl is dating the 24-year-old guy, now, yeah, it's only a 5-year gap.
Yeah.
But he's a man and she's still a child. And there's a reason the 24-year-old wants to date the 19-year-old, because he can't date any of the 24-year-olds. So he goes after the younger one, who he can control, have power over, and the 19-year-old girl is all aflutter because a man, as opposed to the boys, likes her. This is just one opinion. And then that's what I think is going on here. And then she finally realized this is going nowhere.
Yeah.
I think this is what happened. She's trying to break up with him. Of course, they get into an argument.
Yeah.
And then he assaults her and breaks out a gun.
Yeah.
She makes a run for it to another room where her mom is. He follows her, shoots the mother multiple times, by the way, from what I hear. Somehow the 19-year-old gets out, runs down to the smoke shop that's on Rathbun Street.
Right. Yep.
Says that, this guy is shooting my mother. They lock the doors because they don't know if someone's going to come crashing in.
Right.
Hide her in the back, call 911. Now it's bad timing.
Yeah.
Here comes the mom's boyfriend home from work.
Right. That's the part that's
Walks in, he gets shot and gets killed. And now the 24-year-old is just, I've done bad things and I'm out of here.
Right.
So so he takes his own life.
Yeah.
So I feel so bad, really, for the 19-year-old who now has got to bury her mom, and I don't know if she has to take care of the boyfriend too.
No, I wouldn't take care of the boyfriend. That would be the last thing I would do. But
no, not her boyfriend, the mom's boyfriend.
Oh, the mom's boyfriend.
And
maybe.
Does he have any family? And
I don't know
how well did they get along?
The mom sounded like she was really trying to do everything she could for this daughter, which means the daughter is still developing and and doesn't have her identity yet. So she's she's gonna deal with all that stuff. So there's expense to all that. Number one.
Sure.
Now what happens? It's not like she can be in the foster care program and get assistance anyway, because you're out. So she's an adult technically by law, right? 18 years old. So
19.
So now she's got to figure it out. So I hope that there's some extended family out there for her, or a big friend network somehow, some way.
Yeah.
Will she be able to afford the rent at the
Well, there's a
apartment
GoFundMe page, I guess, set up, so that'll only last so
a couple of
long,
months.
but hopefully enough to get her through.
But do you agree with me, Melissa, on the whole age gap? Older guy, younger girl.
We, of course, are assuming so much that we don't know about the situation. But as all parents of daughters, I think
I've seen
there's a lot of flags, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, exactly. I mean, yeah, if your kid is dating anybody, girl or boy, 5 years older, Yeah, you have
But
to,
you
at
never,
that
you never
vulnerable
really,
age.
But you
that's
never really see it the other way around. Very rarely you see a 19-year-old guy going out with a 26-year-old woman.
No, you can see it. I mean,
Yeah.
you know, yeah, I've seen that unfortunately in some of my
Okay.
social circles.
Wow.
I think it's just unfortunate, and I think we obviously maybe those parents, again, we're assuming all this. Those parents
Yes.
were probably intervening, and they might have really been trying to put a
I
halt
hope-
to it.
yeah.
Yeah.
And
This
maybe
is
that
going
was part
too
of it.
fast and-
You know, we don't. There's so much probably
Right.
that we don't know, so we don't want to assume everything. But I will assume for the sake of the daughter that's grieving her parents that they were probably trying to protect her.
Right.
And obviously, mom did in the
Well, the
end.
mom was, yes.
But even leading up to, I think we'll assume, because if this was a very toxic relationship and if she was trying to end it, and this is what we're assuming, that it probably came with guidance from the parents. So, in their memory, in the spirit of all this story, the tragedy of the story, we'll just assume that that's probably the case, that they were trying to protect her, and hopefully
Yes.
that is what helps her heal,
Right.
And be able to move on. Because I think that's where the attention of the story should really be on that young girl, and giving her the support and counseling that she's going to need to get through this.
Right. I think that's where they're going with it too.
Yep, I hope so.
And
Scary stuff,
Yeah.
for sure.
Now, all the police are saying that the gun that was found at the scene was just that it was stolen
from Maine.
From Maine.
Yep.
Not necessarily by him. It could have changed hands 5 or
Sure
6
it did.
times
I'm sure it
before it ended up
found
in
its
this
way
guy's
down.
hands.
Right.
Who stole it? Where? What part of Maine? We don't have any of that information yet.
Yep.
Did he do the stealing? Maybe he did. We don't know.
You don't know?
Yeah.
But it's just he didn't go out and buy it, so
And you'll never find out
Well,
now.
not buy it legally, I guess. Probably not. You know, I mean, they may be able to get it back to the owner and say, well,
I don't know if you ever get your gun back. I'm
After
not
it's
sure.
been stolen?
After it's been stolen. I don't know. I think it's evidence, and then they just keep it, don't they?
I don't know. I have never had a gun stolen.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know.
The other thing, back to the the age gap again here, Melissa, was and you see this. Unfortunately, you see this a lot with the females, and she's looking at this older guy, and he's got a flaw, and I can fix him. And I've tried to tell my daughter from the time she was a teenager.
Yeah. You can't
You
fix
cannot,
stupid.
especially right, but especially with males. And I said, females like to do this. I'll be able to. My love will fix them. No, you cannot fix people.
Right.
You
don't
cannot
wanna-
change people, I should
Right,
say.
don't
That's
change
different. And you say, I see a bad flaw in there, but I will change him. No, you won't.
No.
But it's so tough to get through to young females that you really don't have this power.
No, you don't. And there's so many things that we could tie into this conversation with that statement, just even about expectations of young love and what they find on social media now and what they think they should have and what they deserve and all the things and how you can change people to fit the mold. You can't, but the expectations are out of control on both sides, boys and girls. I think teens today,
Yeah.
that there's so many contributors. I feel like every conversation we have on the air comes back to phones and social
It is-
media.
it is phones and
It's
social
really
media.
fact.
'Cause
It is.
It is. I think the number one
Right.
societal problem.
Ill.
One of the things, these trends that I'm seeing with teens right now that are in relationships are these like photo shoots that end up on social media, right? So just right there, the mini photo shoots that you have with a professional photographer, and it shows your love, and then you smear this whole thing all over social media. It makes
So
people
is that
looking
a new?
on.
That's a new thing.
It's
You
a
and whoever
thing.
you're dating, let's go to a
yeah,
professional
it's a
photographer
thing for
and-
sure.
and get
I mean, I wouldn't
professional
say
photos done.
3 months of dating. I would say
a year.
a little further in.
Okay.
But it is, I would say, in maybe
know that
not
was
the
a
high
thing.
school bracket, but more in the college bracket. I'm seeing it more and more. Kids that like we just have known over the years, and I think it sets the expectation for the onlookers. Like my own daughters will be like, "Did you see so and so? Like, look at this. They're so in love." And I'm like,
You don't know.
could
that.
be. They absolutely could be completely
yeah.
puppy love
Yeah.
to the absolute extent. Or it could just be insecurities that we're putting it out there to get the reaction from others, to the validation, and it's all that too.
Yeah.
So I don't know what I'm trying to say in terms of circling back to the original content of the story and what tragedy took place, but I think it goes back to what you were saying about, changing
Fix- I
someone
can
or
change
fixing
somebody, I
someone.
can fix
You
somebody.
see what you
We'll change
want,
them,
you
yeah.
want to go after it. It's not perfect in front of you, but you want to make it perfect, or
Yeah.
you want it to be mimicking what you've seen to be perfect.
Yeah.
And that might just be the demise of so many relationships.
Tim,
So
you might not have seen this at your high school because was it
No,
was it
Fish
co-ed?
Fancher, yep.
Oh, okay. Then maybe you did. I just remember in my high school, and I watching some of the girls who were they were part of their girl group who were all getting boyfriends, and ones that would just latch on to any guy just to be part of the group.
Yeah, there were
I'm like, Not good.
No.
There were a couple of those.
Yeah.
There were a couple of those, but it's funny. I look at the generations and how things change. The whole photography thing you were just talking about. It used to be that when you got married, you get your formal pictures. That was great. Mm-hmm. Well, now it's the engagement pictures, and we got to.
Yep.
Those are all going out there, and now we're doing this. We're doing the relationship pictures too. I'm like, holy mackerel!
Did it all start with high school graduation pictures?
Oh, yeah.
My high school graduation, you went to the trailer.
Yeah.
Everyone had the same background, and now it's wide open. If you want to go to somebody else, go right ahead and submit it.
So you're
up by the waterfall or a tree or
so far out of the J.C. Penney portrait studio sessions into this like
you're right. You're right.
into this space of like I think it's great for photographers. Like I feel like
business
is booming, and they do these mini sessions where the photographer just goes to a tree farm. Like this time of year, you're seeing a lot of ads out there, but go to a tree farm and tell people who sign up for these mini sessions to show up where you are to the set that you've put together. And for $100, you can get a 10-minute photo session with all these professional shots. Yeah. And now you've got
and a few props.
I should say it's not just relationships; it's families too. I've
a lot
of families, and then they smear the whole portrait session online for you to see all of these, and it's like it makes you laugh. And I shouldn't be really a critic. We went to Outer Banks a couple of years ago. We didn't end up hiring a photographer. We put a camera on a stand and we put a timer on, and everyone's like, "I loved your photo session," and I'm like, "Oh, that was just us." Like that was us. That was free. Yeah. But it's and I get that it's keeping up with these standards that are being set, and look at my life, it's so perfect, it's so and it's sad, it's the phones, let's burn them. I'm so ready for a break.
We did one family picture at my birthday party this summer, and it was all my kids and my grandson and the one that was on the way that wasn't quite there yet, but he was in the picture. And
true belly form.
It was at the airport, so it was like all the cool parts of my life had just coalesced into one really good solid picture. So I've ended up framing that, but I'm not putting that on Facebook. I'm just going to put that in my cellar in a frame.
No,
there you go.
It's not even to judge that, because those moments are so special, and you should be so proud of your whole family. I guess I'm just talking about the, you're not sharing one photo. It's like, here's all 20 poses for you to see the entire, and
which one do you like the best?
Yeah.
Which one represents us?
Well, shouldn't you decide that? It's you're in the picture.
To Melissa's point, it's you want the validation from everybody else to make you feel good.
Yeah, it's kind of.
They love me because this is the
picture. This is really going back to these young people. This is this is the world that they're growing up in, and this is what they're used to. And I saw, and it really is unrelated to this topic. I'm just going to pivot into it. But there was a story that I caught a little bit of an Anderson Cooper interview. I don't know if you guys saw it or not. You knew?
I saw Anderson Cooper.
Oh, and I don't know the full context, but it talked a little bit about like AI and the damage that it's doing to young men in society right now, because tying it into social media, and I'm going to talk totally like out of context in this. I'm going to see if I can articulate what the concept of the art of the story was, but it had a lot to do with the fact that men were already boys were isolated to begin with socially. They never had as many social skills as girls. They were always a step behind. Making friends was always harder for boys than for girls as they entered like the pivotal teen years and whatever. And over the years, like boys hid behind computer screens and they pulled away even more and more. And then phones added another layer. They pulled away even more. Boys don't know how to ask girls out without texting it. Boys, I'm giving you the subcontext of the story.
No, you're right.
They don't know how to walk up to a girl and say, "I like you. Would you like to go out with me?" It's a text, and it starts. You plant the conversation through text, and then it warms up to, "Will you go to a dance with me?" before you would ever even think of going in front of a person. Wow. Fast forward, it talked about these young teenagers in the past 10 years are now becoming in their 20s, and they're doing remote jobs from home, and more they're going behind the screen, and now they can have access to relationships through AI. They can get emotional fulfillment through computer-generated females. And the story went on, and it was very scary, and it basically said we should be very frightened that in the next 20 years, relationships as we know it between even man and women or women and whoever, whatever your preference is, will change, because people don't have the confidence to go up to anybody in person anymore, engage in a conversation. They do it all behind their screens, and then now they're having relationships behind their screens, not even with people, humans, so perfect people that they've created through AI. Wasn't
that the premise of, I think it was a Joaquin Phoenix movie for like where he fell in love with a computer? It was at the beginning of,
I don't remember.
Was it her or I want to say it was Joaquin Phoenix, but it was really wild. The whole premise is that this guy created this artificial program.
Yeah,
it wasn't even AI at the time. It was just a computer. and that he started to have this relationship with the computer
Right.
versus with a human being. And
It's
I can't
scary.
remember the name
If
of
you
the movie.
if you have a chance to try to catch a little bit of that snippet that I saw, but I'm tying it back to again what you were saying about expectations. This generation, and I've talked about my teenagers and struggles that they've had socially in school and all the things, and like kids today are just so hard. It does make you pull away, and if there's access to more reasons to keep pulling away and satisfaction from things that make you pull away, you're taking away human contact and humanity. And what does that mean for us? But I'm circling it back to what you said about expectations of, your relationship and your partner. And if you're not happy with your spouse, you're going to have a relationship with an AI perfect person.
Do you think it's just that we're trying to avoid conflict?
100%.
So the only way to avoid conflict is to not put yourself in a position of conflict.
He talked
which means
about the vulnerability
Don't
involved.
talk to anybody.
Exactly.
I'm thinking of what my son would told me now. My son's he's gonna turn 32 this coming December, but back in his mid 20s to late 20s, and he was telling me in this generation, Dad, guys do not walk up to females to ask them out because automatically you're creepy.
Yep.
So what you have to do is back to the text.
Yep.
And you warm up that way before you ask them out, and that's the new way.
Oh
of
yeah.
asking
Did you
people out.
know
I'm like,
that
wow.
I learned, I think it's Snapchat. I'm not sure. I think it's Snapchat. My daughters were telling me, for example, if they go to a hockey game, and I might have brought this example up on the air,
Mm-hmm.
school hockey game at an away opponent's team, away, wherever, let's say Pawtucket.
Yep.
Through the app, it will highlight people in your vicinity that are also on Snapchat, even if they're from other schools and you don't know them, whatever, people that you've never met. So profiles will pop up and you will see them. You can kind of see them where they are,
stands.
or if you're walking by them, it might ding, like this is his profile. And then you kind of turn around, you look.
Really?
And then the next thing you know, they're meeting each other because you'll accept the snap or you'll accept whatever. And that's how my niece is dating someone that she met through Snapchat. And this is up in Boston.
Wow.
Made me cringe as a parent because I'm like, to my husband's brother, I'm like, Jeff, like,
Okay?
you're okay with this?
Yeah.
And he's like, he's a high school principal. He's like,
Yeah.
this is how all the kids do it now. This is how they meet kids from other schools. It's not walking up to you, wow, I think you're cute, or
Yeah.
like you're funny, or, accidentally bump into someone and cause like a reason to talk to them. It's
Those days are done, huh?
and then you can search their profile, see how many friends they have, make a decision before you even. It's insane.
Whoa.
Wow.
I know. I think I just blew the minds of your audience.
I am old. Holy
Yeah,
cow.
so that's
Scary
just
stuff. And these
the
are
way
the
we do
barriers
it.
that we have as parents. You want to talk about the stress that those parents of the 19-year-old probably already felt going through all the teen years leading up to. And then now she's dating a 24-year-old and all. It's exhausting. I don't know we're ever going to
So
live in
then-
a time when we can just breathe and not worry about our
That's
kids.
a question. At what point now do we, as this older generation, not you, Melissa, of course,
I'm up. I'm there.
but at what point do we just have to resign ourselves to the fact that I guess this is just the way it goes?
That's what my
This
husband
is,
says.
well,
This
yeah.
is the change,
This is it.
and I, as a human being, have to learn to accept that, because listen, I'm on the back nine of life, so my game is much shorter than everybody else's.
Yeah.
That's younger than I am, so they're the ones that have to live in this world, and I'm not going to be able to tell them how to live that world. That's the world of their creation.
So I'm going to talk about Joe's daughter.
Well, hang on.
Oh, sorry.
Let's do it in the next segment because
Oh,
we're
okay.
going a
Oh,
little bit over. So, Melissa, please
Holy
give
cannoli.
please give a second message
I know.
to the San
This is
Antoine
what
communities.
happens when you give us the reins of the show.
I
Joe,
know.
and
I'm trying to pull
I
it
mean,
back.
I don't even know.
Whoa, Ellie.
So yes, I am excited to share. So we are, I hate to say winter because we're not there yet,
Not
although
yet.
it feels like winter early in the morning with how dark it is and gray. But I just wanted to draw your attention to our Facebook page. I just recently put up our holiday event schedule.
Wow.
It's going to be a busy season ahead, and we're kind of getting ahead of everything in light of all, obviously fears with food insecurity happening in the world right now. One of the first events that we have already in progress, is actually our food drive. We're titling it Let's Share and Care. We've been doing this for years. We do a food collection every year to try to support some of our own, so families and employees within our own community and how we can best support them. On average, we usually put together about 30 Thanksgiving baskets. We're hoping to, if not exceed that, because the need seems to be greater this year than ever before. We will be collecting non-perishable food items from November 1st to the 18th and also accepting donations. So I wanted to mention that. And then the only other date I'll mention for the month of November, I won't creep into December yet. I'll save that for next week, is the 17th of November. We are going to have our Harvest Raffle and Bake Sale. So if you're interested in donating a baked item or a raffle basket to that event, reach out to me, 401-767-3500, or email me at msmith@saintantoine.net.
All right, Melissa, thanks. And the Coffee and program will continue here on ON Radio.
Your station for news and sports. ON 1240. Krakow Deli Bakery Smokehouse offers authentic homemade Polish food to make your next meal special. Try our many varieties of hot and fresh pierogies with onions and what they call dirty sour cream. Or pick up gołąbki, kielbasa, babkas, or some fresh rye bread. We also offer a large selection of specialty and imported foods. Open Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays, 9 in the morning till 6 p.m., Wednesdays, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., Saturdays from 8 to 5 p.m. It's Krakow Deli Bakery Smokehouse. Follow us on Facebook and learn about our weekly specials. Located at 855 Social Street, Woonsocket, Krakow Deli Bakery Smokehouse has all the authentic Polish foods you love.
If you're 55 or older and into that whole saving money thing, T-Mobile has an exclusive phone and internet bundle just for you. Right now, get 2 unlimited phone lines plus 5G home internet for just $30 each per month with autopay, plus taxes and fees. And with 5G home internet, setup is easy with just 1 cord and no technician needed, which is great if you're also into that whole keeping it simple thing. Switch now and experience the best mobile network in the U.S. Visit your local store to start saving. T-Mobile, it's better over here. Based on analysis by Ookla of speed test intelligence data Q4 2024 to Q1 2025. Ookla trademarks used under license. Unlimited on our network. Customers on voice plan may notice speeds lower than other customers and further reduction if using more than 50 gigs a month due to data prioritization. Video streams and SD on this plan. Home internet pricing after $20 a monthly bill credit plus $5 per line without autopay. Debit or bank account required. See 5G device coverage and access details at tmobile.com.
The Coffee and panel is enjoying coffee from Down East Coffee Roasters. All their coffee is roasted right here in Rhode Island. Down East Coffee Roasters is available at all Little General stores.
ON AM and FM.
It is Coffee and here on ON AM and FM. Thanks for joining us. Joe Callahan here along with Tim Draper and Melissa Smith. And before we took a break, you wanted to bring something up about my daughter?
Oh, yeah. I was just going to close off the conversation about the barriers of socialization, I think, with young people, and how relieved I am to say that, at least for like your daughter in college, my daughter in college, I'm hearing the big difference from high school to college has been not as much social media. That, you know, it seems like high school, everything was judging, posting, all the things. In college, it's actually interacting with people. Study groups in some ways, but you know, clubs, organizations, sporting events, you know, being at parties. I mean, I'm not an ignorant mom.
I know
but she's like, you know, she's surrounded herself with a nice group of like boys and girls, and they have relations. They have family dinner. They go to mass together. She has talked about there being more human contact than the judgy environment of high school, and I feel like that might be a new bait for a lot of parents worried about their kids.
The technology in high school that we've enabled those students
100%.
to have has created the non-developed minds to rely on that to exist. But then they get to college, and there's their minds, as their frontal lobes develop, all of a sudden now they realize, we kind of like that social.
I know, and I hate to say that I know college isn't for anyone, so I don't want you to think that I'm, you know, pushing that agenda. I'm just saying that it does feel like maybe there will be acknowledgement and a resurge of people wanting to enroll in college for that social piece and to connect with people, because I think that is, I'm scared of losing that. I am, yeah.
All right, moving on to another subject. Hearing anything new, Melissa, about the stuff that's going on in Smithfield? Because everybody's lawyering up. I love that, and the lawyers for the 5.
Oh yeah, I love his. This is just a team building.
So
it's disgusting. How does
it's
this
so
guy?
Gross.
Oh,
it was only 2 or 3 minutes. This is locker room chat, like diminishing.
Quote locker room antics.
Yeah,
and I'm sure that was their defense right off the bat. It's deny.
Right.
Yeah.
Which still is.
We didn't even know he was Jewish. I bet you.
I bet you did.
I bet you did.
Yeah.
But anyway, we got to deny everything.
Yeah. Go ahead.
I was going to say that. To me, sticking you in a bathroom stall and putting Lysol in from every direction is not hazing.
No.
You know, this is a hate crime.
That's a problem.
Yeah, that's a problem.
Yeah.
Hazing is different. Hazing is making kids, you know, clean up the track when you're done, or put all the locker room equipment away and
Yeah, 'cause
wash
you're
it
the
all.
freshman, yeah. You
Right,
go-
or you're
you-
throwing your underwear at them or something like that. Right, that's
an antic.
That's antics. This is like assault.
This is a hate
Yeah.
crime. This
The,
is.
I
It's
bro-
intentional.
I brought it up yesterday.
And that superintendent should be fired.
She's just
I think that is
No, she's out of
an
her mind,
abomination.
yeah.
That
the lack of transparency is just
I can't,
incredible.
the lawyers have told me not to talk. You're
That's
right. The
right.
school committee, it's your job to say, well, then that's not good enough. You're going to have
Yeah.
to go. We're going to have to come with a new policy. This is not right.
So we get all sorts of investigations going on, leading right up to the attorney general. And I brought it up a couple of times. I said I still don't know where the football coach is on this whole thing, and I'm wondering why the Rhode Island Interscholastic League hasn't said.
Oh, that's an interesting
anything.
point.
Not that they have, not that they have discipline control
Yeah.
over what happens on other teams. They leave that up to every school, but they should come out and say something. Hey, we don't condone this at all. Any hazing,
But it is-
But you hear nothing from them.
It's still a very, it's still a very speculative thing. I mean, they haven't proven anything
No,
yet.
not yet.
It's all hearsay.
Yeah.
It certainly stinks. I mean, it smells like there's a real cover-up going on here, and sometimes the cover-up is worse than the actual activity. But
I said this yesterday. It's like a movie where the star of the movie. Oh, we don't want to ruin his life, and I've already heard that from these parents from the
Yeah.
five.
So
Right.
cringy.
We can't ruin their life over this one incident. And I'm like, well, what about the
Their
life
life-
of the
but-
freshman
yeah, but you know
who almost got in the hospital?
I disagree that that's going to ruin their lives. Will it put a dent in perhaps what their plans were? You
Well,
bet.
maybe, yeah.
Because if they were going to go on scholarship for whatever reason for football because they're
maybe.
that good, well, then they may lose their scholarship.
They will,
Oh,
yeah.
well.
Oh, that's tough.
That's what we call life lessons.
Yes.
We learn those things through mistakes that we make and
And once-
become better people for it.
and when they lose their scholarship, they're coming to you, Tim, because now we need a student loan.
Right. Well,
So better for you.
yeah. I guess. I wasn't really looking at it that way.
That might be
I was
your new
thinking-
thing when you're
I
doing
was thinking-
searches on the kids that apply is to start to do as I'm not joking.
I was thinking more along the lines of the parents going, well, now you need to pay for it because I'm not going to get a scholarship anymore. And oh, well.
And how come the parents aren't mad at their kids?
Well, because it's their little.
My parents would be
This is the
furious.
problem.
Right.
This is the problem with parents these days. No kid is ever at fault.
Accountable.
No kid can ever be held accountable
Yeah.
for anything that they ever do.
I think that
that's
the
wrong.
the
Wow.
uncomfortable part of the story is the fact it's classic. The parents of the football team are defending these boys that they've known for so long, and they wouldn't. This is just
They're good
generalizing,
boys.
right? This is locker room stuff. This has happened for years. That does not make any of this. Even when you reference the years, as I've heard in many quotes online, because I'm privy to a lot of the chats in the town, because I did grow up there and I have people in that town. These parents coming out and saying things like that doesn't make it okay. That never made it okay. And the culture that, and this isn't just football, this is all sports. I've
sports.
referenced,
Right.
we've had issues in my daughter's girls' teams in high school and some of the things that have taken place and been allowed. This needs to be an example, a platform example. This has to change. And it also is a responsibility of the coach. I agree that you reference, like, where is this coach been?
Haven't heard a
They have a
word.
responsibility in this too. And I just think if you've allowed that kind of behavior, like I did hear someone reference in one of the chats, that some of the rules in the locker room were changed a couple of years ago because of behavior in the locker room where it was locked and kids could only get in with an adult supervisor. And then it got lessened, like it got lightened up. Well, what drove that decision 2 years ago and why wasn't that talked about? So it's time to kind of unwrap bigger issues that are happening because there are kids on these teams that are not talking, and they're not talking for a reason, and they're seeing things and they're by default witnessing things that they don't believe in, but they're part of the team and they're afraid to speak up because of repercussions.
Retribution.
And I think that's the bigger issue. Let's get back to simplifying sports and allowing it to be what it's supposed to be, not this stuff. And I get it. Everyone's going to say we were all part of a team where there was some light hazing and it was acceptable and that was bonding.
Not
Some of the
me.
stuff that's taking place today is actually beyond, like, this is, in my opinion, a hate crime.
Yeah.
In my own town a couple of years ago, there was some accusations that got swept under the rug about some acts of sexuality that had taken place and violations that got swept under the rug. I still
But
would
they're
like
good-
to know what happened
they're
with
good
that.
kids.
And they're good kids, and those parents, of course, are going to come out and say that because they don't
Well, right.
don't want to impact their senior night or their
It's
graduation.
also a reflection on the parents.
And I said this on the air last
And they don't
week.
want to be told. They don't want to be thought of as parents who can't control their kids. Or what kind of parents are you to teach that? Or how
Or
did
let
they
it
come,
allow it.
How did anti-Semitism become part of your vocabulary?
100%, but I
yeah.
feel like I would be more respectful in those moments and this is how I would handle it, and I did say this to you on the air last week. regardless, my kid's on that team, you're not a part of the team anymore.
Yeah,
That's right.
You're not part of the football season should be over right now. They should not be continuing to play. That's my opinion, and my kid would be grounded until
Forever.
the moment that I don't even know till they leave for
Well,
college. Would they even be allowed to go to
The
college?
argument again is by canceling the Smithfield football season. If you did that, all the other teams that play Smithfield are being penalized for some reason.
Well, they get a
because of
win.
things that
They get a win.
well, they're going to win, but they don't have a chance to play now.
That's true. All right, we're going to take a break on the Coffee and program right now, once again. And time for the weather forecast brought to you by Compassion International.
The National Weather Service has issued a high wind watch for today. Mostly cloudy skies with a high of 59. Southwest winds up to 23 miles per hour. Tonight, cloudy skies during the early evening, then gradually clearing with a low of 41 degrees. Very breezy with winds gusting up to near 50 miles per hour in gusts overnight. There's a 50% chance of some precipitation, only about a tenth of an inch, however, unless you get a thunderstorm, which is possible between 10 p.m. and 2 a.m. Thursday's weather, sunshine and 51. Friday, partly sunny, high of 56, breezy from the southwest. Saturday, a chance of some rain, 50% chance, partly sunny with a high of 63. Another 50% chance of a shower on Sunday, mostly cloudy skies with a high of 59. Monday, 40% chance of some rain, partly sunny with a high of 49. And on Veterans Day, Tuesday, the 11th of November, mostly sunny skies with a high near 42.
Outside the Navigant Credit Union broadcast studio at the corner of Park Ave and Kennedy Street under mostly cloudy skies, we have 46 degrees. Imagine a child in extreme poverty waiting over 365 days to be sponsored. End their wait today. Become a Compassion sponsor. Text radio to 83393. I'm happy to tell you that Missy's Family Restaurant will once again provide free Thanksgiving meals to anyone who wants one. The meal will consist of turkey, white meat only, stuffing, turnip, butternut squash, mashed sweet potatoes, gravy, and cranberry sauce. Missy's Family Restaurant will deliver this Thanksgiving meal to the Woonsocket High Rises only. The deliveries will begin on the Wednesday before Thanksgiving, late in the afternoon, and last into the nighttime. If you live in a Woonsocket High Rise and want a meal for Thanksgiving, call Missy's Family Restaurant at 401-597-6442. 597-6442 and request a meal. You have until November 19th to call. Missy's will be serving this Thanksgiving meal for free on Thanksgiving Day beginning at noon. Missy's Family Restaurant can use the community's help with monetary donations. They accept cash or checks. Please make the check out to Missy's Family Restaurant and then write in the memo area, Holiday Fund. They will accept warm winter clothes as well. Coats, jackets, hats, scarves, gloves, mittens, socks, and boots. Please help if you can by donating at Missy's Family Restaurant, 801 Clinton Street, Woonsocket.
They say in business you don't last very long if you don't know what you're doing. And if that's the case, we must know a thing or two at the Carew Investment Group because we've been in the business since 1987, helping people just like you with their investments. At the Carew Investment Group, we employ a conservative approach to client portfolios by using only the best quality companies available, many of which pay quarterly dividends. We look for opportunities that we expect to go up in value not every day, but over time. And we take our responsibilities seriously and always place our clients first in any investment decision. If you'd like to know more or would like a free portfolio review of your current holdings, you can call Paul or Ed at 765-8880. Our office is located at 2190 Mendon Road, Suite 3 in Cumberland, Rhode Island, and we'd love to meet you and see if we can help you with your investing journey. Securities offered through Bolton Global Capital, member FINRA and SIPC, and advisory services offered through Bolton Global Asset Management, a registered investment advisor.
ON Radio.
All right, it is Coffee Ann on ON Radio. Thanks for joining us. Joe Callahan here with Melissa Smith and Tim Draper. Tim, time for first message from Navigant Credit Union.
So I just want to let everybody know, Joe, that we are into the holiday season, whether we're all willing to admit that or not. We are into the holiday season, and in a couple of weeks, Navigant's going to start a program. It's a partnership that we have with Feed Our Eye. Great organization out of East Providence, does wonderful things with school-based food pantries as well as their own market kitchen. And now they're doing library pantries around the state as well. And it's just a great organization, and we're our charitable foundation is going to raise money through our branches by selling these little spoons. You know, give us $1, $5, $10, whatever it is. Buy as many spoons as you want. We'll put your name on it, put them up on the wall. But all the money that we raise on the foundation side is going to get matched up to $15,000 by the credit union. So the $15,000, hopefully that is our goal for this program, will become $30,000 for Feed Our Eye and for their school-based pantry programs. So we're hoping that everybody will participate in that. That isn't going to kick off yet for another couple of weeks, but I'm just giving everybody the heads up. And also to build some awareness for our theme this year at the credit union, which is called the Season of Giving. So whether you choose to give to, our program, which is Feed Our Eye, we're certainly encouraging folks who have the means to dig deep and look at some of the folks who are a little less fortunate in our community, and help out in any way, shape, or form that they can, whether it be money, whether it be time and volunteerism, whether you're buying presents for the numerous programs that are out there for kids at the holiday season. Just look around and try to be as charitable as you can. I know times are tough, but sometimes giving makes you feel good. It just makes you feel like you've done something nice for somebody. So that's my first message from the credit union and during our upcoming season of giving is think about being as generous as you can and helping out your neighbors.
Love it. Do something nice.
All right. Thanks.
Good message.
Thanks, Tim. All right. Well, they're considering shutting down Roger Williams Medical Center on Chalkstone Avenue in Providence and Our Lady of Fatima Hospital in North Providence. I say nothing good can come of this because it doesn't stop if they close down. People getting hurt.
I know you're going to have a million things to say this, but let me just tell you.
I don't need to. It's okay.
I know.
I think you know what I'm going to say, so you say it.
I will tell you from firsthand experience, and anybody that's out there that has had to go to an emergency room for whatever reason. My mom passed out at church a couple weeks ago. Just a spell, right? So, but when the rescue gets there, we really need to take her to the emergency room. As soon as they say that, I'm like, oh, where? Miriam? Ugh, here we go.
Yeah, and it's going to be busy.
It is an 8.5, 9-hour day of doing nothing.
Of sitting there. Yeah.
So they take her into triage, and this is, and I'm not saying this is wrong, this is the problem. Here's a woman who's really, all of her vital signs are fine, everything is fine, but she has to sit in the triage area where they are determining that her case is not critical.
No.
So they're bringing the more critical cases in, which are still coming in at a regular basis.
Yep.
So they're going into the emergency room, from triage to the emergency room. Then in the emergency room, they're waiting for the doctors to finish up with the 20 different patients that they have.
And it's on the weekend, so there's only one doctor.
Exactly. So why wouldn't you just send the woman who's got no other problems other than the fact that she quickly passed out home? And I know that there's liability issues. You got to look at the tests and all that other stuff. But to me, it's like, whenever you hear that you have to go to the hospital and you're going to spend that next 8 hours in an emergency room, no wonder why people don't want to go. A, number one. B, this is a reflection of what happens when you close Memorial Hospital down. And Miriam Hospital becomes way overburdened because everybody in Northern Rhode Island, because we can't all go to Landmark. Are being sent to Miriam or to Rhode Island. And then you max out those emergency rooms. Can you imagine if we close two more hospitals in this state?
I can't imagine.
So then you got Kent,
Yep.
the South County, Newport.
Yep.
And so imagine being up here in Cumberland, and they're so busy at Miriam, we're sending it to South Kingstown.
Right. Or
in an ambulance because
or Landmark, which is overtaxed as well.
Right.
They're sturdy. Some are going up to start. It's
the Rhode Island Hospital,
St.
will send you over
I
there.
will tell you, there is such a need for Fatima to stay open. There's such a need for Fatima to stay open.
Yeah.
Just being in that artery of North Providence on the line of Smithfield, it's scary. It's very scary. And I think what you just outlined, we experience often. Seniors that have emergencies that go to, emergency rooms to be evaluated are sitting and waiting hours and hours, if not up to 24 hours with head injuries from a fall or something. And not getting seen timely, and something exasperates and gets worse. And then we've had, unfortunately, some really bad outcomes with that. But I also can tell you personally, a year ago, being in the ER after my accident, you are sitting amongst people in that triage space with open wounds and bleeding, infections, etc.
That you're exposed to.
You are more vulnerable than you've ever been. So you put a senior in that space. It's just, and add a little sprinkle of dementia, let's say. I don't know. I want to give you worst case scenarios. It's not helping anyone in that equation. And then the staff, my heart goes out to them because it's, how do you manage that? And how do you not take that toll on the stress, all the things? So I don't know what's going to happen, but it is, I went through Memorial's closing. I worked for Care New England at the time. And that was horrific. And that really impacted my programs in Pawtucket-based area. It was a nightmare to go through, and I can't imagine this happening with 2 other facilities in the state.
According to the governor, and the administration is opposed to any action of closing down these hospitals. It looks like if you read between the lines that they think they have a potential buyer,
Well,
but
so Pete,
nothing's come out
didn't
yet.
the Attorney General go down to Texas to where Prospect is going through their bankruptcy proceedings? I thought I read somewhere that he was going down there to see who the potential buyer was going to be.
But he's the Attorney
for
General.
the hospital,
Is
right.
he going to facilitate this
The
sale?
Attorney General has a lot of control over a situation like this, believe it or not.
Really?
He was the one that
All
thwarted
right.
the whole merger between Lifespan and Care New England.
Okay.
He basically came out at the very end of the process and said, yeah, this isn't going to work. It'll be a monopoly. Well, we just spent $13 million trying to figure whether that was how we could do this. And then you come back. Couldn't you have told us at the beginning you didn't think it was
This isn't going to work.
right?
Yeah.
But anyway, that's neither here nor there. So I think he has a lot of power in this conversation on who does what with those hospitals. But I guess the point is, if the state takes them over, how does that happen?
Well, that's not going to be a good
And we
thing.
can't. And you can't. We can't afford anything. Right
Yeah.
now we're going to take on the...
But what do you do? You can't force
But it's not gonna
Prospect
help.
to stay if they're bankrupt, right?
Yeah.
Any beginning efforts that they're even trying to make with recruiting physicians to come and work in our state, this is going to hurt us. So this should be absolutely the top priority that we're looking at right now is healthcare in our state. It's a
Right.
mess. Reimbursement structures are a mess. Somebody needs to grab a hold of it, prioritize it, and fix it. Because
What's the issue? Is it a political issue? Is it a business decision
What,
issue?
the closing of the hospital?
No, of healthcare in general in the
okay.
state.
I will tell you a blanketed perspective. Overtime seems to be a big conversation because staff shortages force people into overtime.
Yeah.
So that hits your bottom line harder than anything you could even realize.
Right.
Cost of medical equipment and supplies, absolutely, and liability.
Yeah.
So you put those top. Someone wants to call in and tell me maybe
You're
I'm
wrong.
wrong in my order, or maybe there should have been something in place of. But those, my bird's eye view coming from working at Care New England for so long and then being kind of in the long-term care space right now, those are 3 areas that I've identified in both spaces that seem to be problematic.
All right. In other news, Zohan Dani won the mayor. Mayor of New York City.
Yep.
He got just slightly over 1 million votes.
Yeah.
1,036,000.
Voting
Everybody
turnout,
under
right?
the age of 45 voted for that guy.
He got 50.4% of the vote. Andrew Cuomo got 41.6. Curtis Sliwa came in very far behind at 7.1, but he got in so late.
Yeah, Sliwa,
into this.
They were saying that Sliwa and Cuomo were splitting the vote, and that's why Mondami was going to get in. Nope, that was not the
No,
case.
I don't think that's the
No.
case at all here. So
No. This New York City is a ground zero. Pardon the pun. I don't mean it that way, but certainly ground zero for this sort of progressive,
Yeah.
very hyper liberal thinking, and I'm not sure how or why that's happening in such a it's a concentrated area. It's a lot of
Yeah.
people in that area.
Yeah.
he won all
But it's the
4
AOCs
boroughs
of the world. Yeah.
of New York City: the Bronx, Brooklyn, Manhattan, Queens,
Yep.
handily.
Well, he's got a good organization. I think the Democratic Party put every single one of their resources into that race.
Yeah.
And I don't think they had any other candidate other than him who was willing to come out there and take on everything.
Yeah.
And the message, I think the Republicans really, you watch how fast the government gets opened up this week. That's my
I
guess.
agree.
Oh, that's going to
Don't they have a
happen.
breakfast right now at the White House?
All of a sudden now we go,
Absolutely.
because the message is loud and clear. It's still about affordability, and the people aren't feeling like they can afford anything because of the decisions that are being made in Washington.
Right.
I think you're going to see the House. Well, California just approved that Prop 50 thing, so they're
Yep.
going to get a whole bunch of new seats. They're going to redistrict the bejeebies out of California, which, okay, Texas did it, so California's going to do
Yeah.
it. And you're going to see, I think, the House flip real fast in this midterm election back
agree.
over Republic, which I think was going to happen anyway. Because
It was.
the party that gets total control never handles that well
No, that's
over history.
not just with Trump.
Right,
Trump
it's
in
not
office,
right. It's
yeah.
never handles it well, and then so now what you're going to see is you're going to see that the House is going to flip to probably Democratic, and maybe even the Senate which will pretty much eliminate Trump's powers. I think that'll.
Which is going to trigger some other
Right.
actions.
But be careful over the next year, because I'm curious to see what he can do in the next year, if he's going to just absolutely go hog wild and
bulldoze everything.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I,
No, we're just
that's
gonna
gonna
blow
be
it all
his
up.
Revenge tactic.
and then we're gonna let the people that get in after, this next time around, figure out how to fix it.
I was sent a picture. I asked, "Is this real?" They said yes. It was at the Zohan.
All I think of is Adam
Mondami
Sandler
on
whenever I
his-
hear Zohan, but
What's that?
all I think of is Adam Sandler in the movie The Zohan.
At his victory rally, and this is a picture from PBS News, public broadcasting. So I'm assuming it's going to be true. And it's a picture. Someone hacked in to the video screens they put behind it, and you got to zoom in. And I had to zoom in because it looked like a basketball. It looked like a New York Knicks thing was up there, but it's not. It's a sign that says Trump is your president. That was put up at the Zohan victory rally. I don't know how long it was up for, but I'm like, wow. All right, people know their computers.
They do.
All right. Unfortunately, Tim's got to go.
Yeah.
He's got to get to. He's got to get to
I'm
his
sorry, I
thing.
forgot to tell you that.
That's
That's
okay.
okay.
But let's get your second message, and then you can be on your way.
and
Tim.
then we'll talk about you.
Well, I'm going to listen on the car, so I'm going to find out what you say. So I am. I'm heading down right now to that financial exploitation seminar that we've got going on over in Cumberland. Excuse me, but I wanted to remind everybody that those types of activities are still happening. Fast and furious. The bad guys are out there. They are trying to separate you from your hard-earned savings. Phone calls, text messages, emails, you name it. They're trying to get you to give them information. Never, ever, ever give up information on a solicitation, email, call, text. Somebody shows up at your door, whatever. If you are being asked to give information, you need to call the number that's listed on the World Wide Web. Call the number of the organization. Don't use the number that somebody gives you. Who's asking you for that information. You need to call and say, hey, are you looking for this information? That's the most important thing that I can tell somebody. Be proactive. Make sure that if it doesn't seem right, it's probably not, which is why you have to verify. So be cautious. The scams are still out there, folks. And the older we get, the easier it is to fall for them. So let's not fall for them. Let's be proactive. And that's really all I can say. Any questions you have, give us a call, 233-4700, and talk to the contact center. That's our direct line. You can call that number, speak to somebody in the contact center, and then they can fill you in.
All right, Tim, thank you very much, and we'll see you next week.
See you next week.
All right, more Coffee
ya.
Hands coming up.
Aruba.
Stay tuned.
Have a nice trip.
ON 1240.
Febreze.
It's a classic odor tale. You fried fish for dinner, cleaned up, but the smell is still in the house. And the neighbors are coming over for game night. They're on their way. And then you spray Febreze Air Mist. Febreze Air starts working instantly to fight even your toughest odors, so you go from fish to fresh like that. Now all you have to worry about is Pam cheating at charades.
Breathe happy. Febreze. La 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 la.
Workdays can be unpredictable, but your workwear shouldn't be. With a Cintas Apparel Plus program, you'll have freshly laundered garments for everyone on your team delivered every week. Cintas has workwear for just about any job imaginable, with high-performance fabrics and an uncompromising fit that stretches and moves with you. Don't leave looking and feeling good to chance. Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready.
And get ready for the workday.
My name is Yvette Houle, and I'm from Holy Trinity Parish. I would like to let everyone know that we are holding our annual Christmas Bazaar in our parish hall at 1371 Park Avenue, Woonsocket, and it is handicap accessible. The date is Saturday, November 8th, from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Featured will be many booths with handmade and crafted items, baked goods, penny social, gift certificate raffle, special raffle, split the pot, and themed baskets. Santa will be there to take photos as well as giving him your wish list. Our kitchen will be open for lunch, which will include the popular dynamites, hamburgers, hot dogs, fries, onion rings, and Venus de Milo soup. Any questions? Give me a call at 766-5664.
ON AM and FM.
It is Coffee Ann. Thanks for joining us. Joe Callahan here with Melissa Smith. Tim Draper had to be on his way. He's going
Thank
to that,
God he's gone. Is he in his car yet?
Not
Wait,
yet.
hold on. I'll wait a couple more minutes and then I'll say that again.
Well, you heard about the medical explosion at Harvard University,
I did.
and they had the video of these are the suspects that we think planted the bomb.
I did.
Well, they went in and they arrested a couple of people.
Oh.
And I'm looking, this is why I'm not with the FBI, because I'm looking at these.
I couldn't
these
decipher,
videos,
yeah.
and their face is completely covered. You can see their eyes. I think I have no idea who these people could possibly be. But they went in and they arrested 18-year-old Logan David Patterson of Plymouth, Massachusetts, and 20-year-old Dominic Frank Cardoza of Bourne, out there on the Cape.
Okay.
The arrest made by the FBI Boston Joint Terrorism Task Force and Harvard University Police. Let's see, evidence of a small explosion. This just talks about the explosion and what the building was in. It doesn't say if these two men are students at Harvard.
No.
Maybe they are, maybe they aren't. I don't know. It also doesn't give you any reason of why they would do this.
I'm curious about the motive, but I haven't. Unless this was just like a setup for something bigger to come. Like, was this just sort of testing out the reaction? And
Can we get in?
Can we get in? Can we set up something like that and then have something
go
bigger?
off?
Yeah.
And
so if they caught
the
them,
the answer is yes, and
yes, and yes.
But we still got caught.
Right.
So nobody was hurt, and no real damage to the building was done as well. Is it a warning for something else?
That's what I wondered.
I don't know.
When I first heard the story, that's what I thought.
All right.
But I guess we won't know since they
unless they
might
can't
have
tell
caught
us.
them. Yeah.
So we'll still have to see. So if you shop in Massachusetts at Big Y or Stop and Shop right over there in Bellingham, be aware we have pasta sauces being recalled due to botulism. The first and last brand original marinara sauce, tomato and basil, original traditional pasta sauce, meat flavored, and original puttanesca and hot and spicy sauce, all with a buy date of 9/26. Throw it out.
Throw it out.
They were produced in Hartford, Connecticut, with an improved process to avoid the chance of food poisoning. Pictures of the products are posted on the Food and Drug Administration's website. And it seems like once a week we get a food recall of
Here's the
some
question
sort.
I have about food recalls. So I've never actually done
sick?
this, but
Okay.
I have had instances where I thought something was bad and you just throw it away and you're frustrated because groceries cost so much money.
Why do I
so
throw
you
away
just
food?
said if you have it in your pantry, throw it away.
Well, I
I would
guess
rather take
you
it
can
with my
take it
receipt.
back.
Will they give you a credit?
Most will.
Okay.
Yeah. And you might not even have to have the receipt.
Because I got to tell you, I'm getting tired of like opening
Hanging on
up
to these-
chicken
Yeah.
and then having it have an odor or something, and you know that it just wasn't packaged tightly enough and it spoiled, and then there goes like a $15 package of chicken. But how many people would actually wrap it up, grab your receipt from last week, and go to the store and return it?
But if the store knows it's a recall, you may not need your receipt. And if you just
Yeah.
bring in the unopened jar,
Okay.
I understand this has been recalled.
I think it's the hassle piece.
And if you don't have your
hassle.
receipt though, they'll say, "Well, okay," and then they'll scan it. "Well, okay, this is only $1 now."
Yeah.
"Well, I paid $2 for it." "Well, where's your receipt?"
Right.
"Well, I don't have it." "Well, here's your $1."
Is there an item at the grocery store that only costs $1?
I was using very simple numbers to make my point. I was going to say a candy bar, but no, they're $1.25.
I don't even think that. I was going to say, I don't think you can even get a bottle of water anymore. Nothing.
Nope. All right, a Boston hotel has resolved a discrimination complaint over a guest who was ejected from the women's room by an employee of the hotel who accused her of being a man. All right?
Okay.
The Liberty Hotel has agreed to make a $10,000 donation to an LGBTQ group and provide anti-discrimination to all the staff. The settlement with the Massachusetts Commission Against Discrimination is not enough for the victim in the case. She's planning to sue the corporations involved in the incident. So it is a woman, and she is in the woman's room, but was being accused of being a man. And so you just gotta be careful. And yesterday I went to I had to have some physical therapy done, and the person at the counter I thought for sure was a man. Nope. And eventually I did see her name tag, and it said Becky. So okay, that's a woman. It's one of those deals where if you're not 100% sure, you never ask a woman.
Don't say
So,
anything.
are you pregnant?
Nope. Oh, that's a big one.
Isn't that? No. It's like there's no way out of that.
There's no way.
There's no way out of that at all. So, all right. Let's see. What else? What's going on? Macy's is revealing who will be performing at this year's Thanksgiving Day Parade.
Okay.
Do you watch the parade?
I have to say, I do still watch it while I'm doing food prep and maybe enjoying a cocktail.
Okay. The singers behind Netflix's hit animated film K-pop Demon Hunters
Oh my gosh.
will entertain... I don't know. But they'll entertain the crowds along with Broadway performers from the Buena Vista Social Club.
Okay.
Just in Time and Ragtime. Mm-hmm. Celebration will include musical and dance performances by a bunch of people that we don't know. Here we go. Drew Baldridge? Nope. Okay. Matteo Bocelli?
Nope.
Sounds like an opera star. Gavin DeGraw?
Oh, I know Gavin DeGraw. Okay.
Country
we got
singer?
one.
No? Okay.
Not country. He's more of like a... What category would I put him in?
I don't know.
I don't
Never heard
know.
of him.
Whatever
Okay.
John Mayer's in, whatever that category is. What is that? Like a...
Light? A pop kind of thing?
Where's Tim when you need him?
And Foreigner. How did they make
Oh,
it onto
what?
here? So, okay. Just to name a few.
Okay.
Debbie Gibson.
Oh,
Where did I know
my,
that
yes.
name? That's one from the past. Little John. Cool in the Gang.
Okay.
And Darlene Love. I know Darlene.
So
not
they've done a
personally.
nice blend of
With others.
people we don't know with the younger generation, straight through the middle age and to the
So
other
they'll
side.
join in the fun along with, as always, they always have the Radio City Rockettes.
Of course.
You ever been to see the Rockette show?
I've been to the Rockette show. I thought you were going to ask me if I've
No.
been at the parade live, which I have not.
But go to see the Rockette. I always hear.
yeah.
I hear it's just terrific.
It's awesome.
Every year, it's just great.
It's awesome. But we have said for years we were going to take our kids, and we haven't taken them. I went as a kid myself, and then my husband and I went one year. But we never took our kid. It's challenging.
it's
I feel like to
expensive, too,
find
right?
the right weather pattern, everything in New York, have
Okay.
the tickets be available. The worlds have to collide the right way. But if you haven't been and you're curious, it's a very spirited, exciting
Mm-hmm.
holiday show to go to. It's fun.
And it's not just them kicking up their legs.
No,
although
it's not.
that
Santa's
happens.
involved.
That
The
happens at the
Nutcracker's
end.
involved. There's like a whole
There's a
mashup
whole-
of Christmas.
It's a whole 2-hour
Awesome.
event,
Yep.
kind of thing. Okay. Let's see. Mega Millions is up.
What are we up to?
Is it time to buy a ticket? $843 million.
You know what? I feel like those are the times to buy it because they're lower than the biggest.
But the problem is, and Ed Cruz says this to us all the time. The problem is when the amount gets so high, more people
I know,
buy tickets,
right.
which lowers your chances of
Exactly.
winning. So it's not a very good strategy. It's
What was
like,
the highest
okay.
was just achieved a couple months ago.
Yeah,
What was that?
well, Powerball hit like $1 billion.
$1 billion.
I thought. In the Mega Millions, there was no grand prize winner in Tuesday night's big drawing, so the next chance to strike it rich comes around on Friday. And the Powerball drawing, takes place tonight. They're up to $438 million. Now, I think a Powerball ticket is $2. I think Mega Millions is $5. Just for one.
Okay.
And who buys just one?
I'm not a lucky person in life with that kind of stuff. I don't buy tickets really.
I always hope, I just want to match 5. I don't need the $1 million prize would be great.
But that's where the workforce thing comes into play. If it's a $5 ticket and you've got 4 or 5 coworkers that just want to put in $1 each.
Well, yeah.
That helps a little bit because you don't care if you only win a little bit of the whole pot because anything's better than nothing. But yeah, I don't buy them ever on my own.
I always get if you match this number, you get $2, and if you match this number, you get 4, and then it goes to 10. Then it jumps to 100, and then it jumps to like the thousands, and I'm never up in the thousands. I'm always down with the $4 winners.
I know.
Yay for me.
You ever watch that HGTV show, the people who buy the $1 million homes? What the heck is it called? It's probably something simple like
$1
that.
million home?
$1 million home or something, and they go searching for their home. But they shared their story in the beginning about how they won the $1 million. And so many of them are scratch tickets. And I'm like, I've never won more than like $10 on a scratch ticket.
There's strategy. You can't buy the $1 scratch tickets.
No.
You have to buy the $10 and $20.
Yeah.
Or $50
And that's
scratch
something I
tickets.
would never-
That's where
yeah.
the real winnings are. The $1 and $2, you're going to win 1 or 2, maybe 10.
Yeah.
Is be the high one,
And
unless
then-
you're extremely lucky.
Right.
But you got to buy the real. You're going to buy the real big ones, and I just don't have that kind of money to be throwing at scratch tickets.
Right. It's insane.
All right. Sydney Sweeney, the actress, says the reaction to her American Eagle jeans ad a while ago was, quote, surreal. The actress made her first comments about the controversy from earlier this year in an interview with GQ magazine, calling the response a surprise. The ad that featured a play on the words "great jeans" received some backlash from folks who said it was had racist undertones. Sweeney said she didn't respond at the time because she always believed that she's not here to tell people what to think. She added, I know who I am. I know what I value. I know that I'm a kind person.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not her fault. Whoever GQ hired, it was for the jeans.
Mm-hmm.
Whoever the jeans company hired their marketing people, their ad agency, they put this thing together.
Mm-hmm.
Why are you mad at her?
Mm-hmm.
Why aren't you mad at them?
Mm-hmm. I don't disagree. I never even, when I saw the tagline, I never even questioned that it had anything to do with like race.
Yeah.
I just thought,
that's
young
nice.
modern actress being asked to, and cute play on words,
Yeah.
jeans. I always thought it was like a little bit of a taken out of control, but then I thought, oh, did they strategically know that it was going to be blown up into a big, and that also draws a lot of attention, right?
How do you know it's going to be attention or not?
I know.
I don't know.
It's a gamble.
It is.
It's
All
a
right.
gamble.
We've come to the end of the program. Thank you very much for listening in. Our thanks for Tim Draper for being here.
Thank you, Tim, for coming.
Thanks, Tim. And
Why don't
Melissa.
you smile, Tim?
A little more. All right. Melissa, thanks for being here as well.
Thank you for having me. See you next week.
All right. This is Joe Callahan. Have yourself a great day. And stay tuned for Gary Smith and the crew. Do remember this coming up after the 9 o'clock news here on ON Radio.
Broadcasting live and local daily from the Navigant Credit Union broadcast studio at the corner of Park Avenue and Kennedy Street. This is WOON Woonsocket Radio.